Get the Friendo Club set up today and get access to over 700 Going in Raw bonus episodes, our monthly Big Blue predictions challenges, and the ability to ask questions at Going in Raw. We also offer the Steven Larson comic book and exclusive Friendo Club t-shirt. Just hit join here at youtube.com/Steven Larson or go to patreon.com/Steven Larson to sign up. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
Welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. We're in person, everybody. Larson had some family obligations that required him to be out of his house.
Yeah,
and so he's going to be spending the night on my couch.
well, no.
A little rocky at the homestead, Larson.
I mean, honestly, I am going to sleep on the couch tonight, but it has nothing to do with any sort of anything.
He's taken one for the wife because she has an event tomorrow.
She's running 30 miles tomorrow morning, and she wants
to where? Away from you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can you blame her?
Kind of a miserable cuss sometimes.
She's running a 30-mile race tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go to bed early, and so she's like, you got to do your recap somewhere else. And so I was like, all right, Steve, can I come over and do it here? And you were like, yes. And so thank you for accommodating a request that was virtually last minute, as in this morning. And
I love this. I'm part of the people who are like, we need to do this in person again. We need to go back to full-time in-person Larson because people love these two old Statler and Waldorfs next to each other.
Once every now and again makes it special.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually do agree with that. But no, you know what? It's actually, I'm going to, really quick, we're going to get to The Rock and his weird corporate champion soul-sucking gimmick here in a second.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that.
We're going to talk about Shane McMahon, too.
We're going to talk about Shane McMahon. However, it's so weird that of all the days, because it's been a while since you've been like, hey, I got to come over, or we got to do a stream together.
Oh, is this the 10 for the win day?
Hold on a second. I want to read this to you first. This is from Variety, February 20th, 2015.
So 10 years, almost 10 years a day we got laid off.
Almost 10 years to the day. And
I don't remember, did our names get in Variety?
So close. This is what it says. Just because Machinima secured $24 million in new funding doesn't make immune to some belt tightening. The digital content network laid off 13 of its 90 employees Friday, according to sources, as well as a few part-time staffers. The eliminated positions were all production jobs tied to programming being discontinued at Machinima. Machinima Respawn, a gaming-themed YouTube channel that was once one of Machinima's most popular and longest-running attractions, is being canceled, as are some of the programs on one of its YouTube channels, Machinima Live. Also axed was a Machinima series titled 10 for the Win.
That was us.
Staff assembled at Machinima headquarters Friday were told that the cuts were necessary due to the declining popularity of the programming with users and advertisers. When we were doing the most numbers we had ever done before.
Yeah, the quarter prior, the best quarter ever.
So, dude, that was almost 10 years ago to the day.
Almost,
I thought it was the 21st, but it was the 20th. Almost 10 years ago to the day.
Hey, it worked out pretty good for us.
There was a lot of uncertainty back then.
It worked out pretty good. Skull.
And so, Skull, cheers to 10 years of being laid off and not knowing what the hell we were going to do, and we're still here somehow, some way.
I don't know.
So, there you go. Anyways. So, yeah, on today's episode, we're going to talk Shane McMahon. We're going to talk about SmackDown and The Rock. There's a little bit of reporting on The Rock and his return.
A little bit, yeah, courtesy of Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful Select.
Not much illumination in terms of what any of it means.
But that the Rock stuff's weird and whatnot. Maybe weirder yet is the Shane McMahon story.
Yeah, right.
I'm very excited to talk about this. So this yesterday, I believe, is when this came about. So last summer, of course, Shane McMahon met with Tony Khan in an airport meeting room in Arlington, Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we never got any details about the nature of this meeting until now, maybe. So on a recent episode of The Coach and Bro, Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah, this is... Okay, we'll talk about the nature of this source in a moment here.
Yeah, well, let's get through what Coach had to say. Apparently, in short, Shane wanted to run AEW. This is what Coachman had to say. These transcripts come to you from Wrestling Inc. Quote, I have it on good authority that Shane McMahon asked for the world. He asked for equity in the company. He asked to come in and run the entire show. It was probably the first time that I said to myself, I actually agree with Tony Khan ghosting him because Tony ghosted Shane. It wasn't the other way around. The fact that Shane was at the Super Bowl with his dad is like he can't figure out what he wants to do. So, Fightful Select offered up some additional details, stating that while they can't confirm that Shane asked for equity in AEW, a source close to Shane, who do you think the source is? Here, I'll read the details. You can think about it. A source close to Shane told Fightful that Shane didn't want to, quote, or did want to, quote, run things, but didn't follow AEW and therefore didn't have much knowledge of AEW's product or business. Source also stated that Shane, quote, didn't take personally when Tony Khan didn't follow up with Shane. It speculated Khan might have thought Shane was joking around about running AEW.
Speculated Khan might have thought Shane was joking around, but he wasn't joking. Well, number one, you were exactly correct when you said if you guys ever watch Succession, you'll know that this is very much a Kendall.
Shane is 1,000% Kendall Roy.
He really is. You can't, look, number one, I'm just going to say this. You can't help but feel for the guy to a degree, especially after watching that McMahon documentary, being dicked around for so many years by his dad, promises made, et cetera, et cetera. What is this?
I don't know, but it's a distraction. You got so much stuff going on here in this computer. There's like 5 different things going on in here.
Here, let's do this, and then we'll go to our stream.
There we go.
I honestly, like, I kind of feel for the guy because he just wants to run. My question is, I know he's got a ton of money. Why doesn't he just? Why doesn't he just start his own wrestling promotion? He's just walking into another one and saying, I don't know much about this place, but I'm sure I could take it over and do it.
Well, because it's already all set up and it's already all done, all you have to do is walk through the door and say, I'm the captain now, you know?
Like he did at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, I imagine that's part of it. AEW at this point is a brand with some equity with the wrestling fan base.
For sure, yeah.
They have a pretty loyal fan base. They do good numbers.
Do you think any of his pitch was like, hey, so I watch a lot of wrestling podcasts and stuff. Like these two guys, Steve and Larson, they say your product's kind of dick right now. And granted, nowadays, I think AEW is starting to turn things around. Whether or not they're going to do a full turnaround and people are going to be happy about it
remains to be seen.
But at the time of this meeting, a lot of criticism levied appropriately towards AEW.
Yes.
In terms of like, hey, your creative's not great. I wonder if Shane used that perhaps and was like, word on the street is, might be we're the best wrestled, but people are tuning out left and right. Let old Shane O'Mac take the reins.
I mean, who knows? That could be the situation. I don't know. Or he tried to leverage the bad PR AEW was dealing with at the time to a prominent role within the company. I don't know. I mean, it's just hard to get past the obvious succession vibes of this whole story.
Yeah, for sure.
And Shane very much in the Kendall Roy position where he goes and tries to get Pierce to compete with his dad Logan, you know?
Yeah.
And the parallels are pretty obvious.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we always thought that there was like some sort of potential possible situation given they were meeting, and when Mox had said this isn't your company anymore.
Yeah. For an on-camera role, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. We had sort of suspected that, hey, maybe the situation was Shane was going to come back as a talent, but evidently he wanted to run the whole shebang.
He wanted to be the boss.
You know, man, you only miss the shots that you take, Larson.
I guess so. I guess so. I found that out today in the basketball court, didn't I?
Hey, you won 2 of the games.
Yeah.
You won 2 of the games. Anyways, you want to talk about The Rock?
Yeah. So he was advertised?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday he said he was going to be at SmackDown, and it was in New Orleans. SmackDown was, and there was already rumors that WrestleMania 42 was going to be in New Orleans. So he confirmed that.
Yeah.
And then early in the show, Nick Aldis told Cody that Cody, who was initially supposed to be in the 6-man main event tag match, had been removed from the match by orders of the final boss. Mm-hmm. But the final boss wanted to see Cody in the ring. So the top of the 3rd hour of SmackDown, It was really long. It was the most circuitous path that The Rock could probably take to get to his point, which was pretty much Cody be my corporate champion.
Yeah, which I'm not even sure 1,000% how. Like, okay, so he came out and he was kind of a mix between, it was like a tongue-in-cheek final boss, because he came out and it was like, oh, a big love fest, and then he would sort of like, with a wink and a nod, run down the crowd.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like full-on final boss.
No.
He helped somebody who dropped their cell phone. He picked it up and gave it to him. And then, so he talks about, WrestleMania is going to be in New Orleans next year. And then he says, but there's one guy I want to talk to. Cody Rhodes, come on down. And yeah, he takes the absolute scenic route to get there. And eventually, he says, I want that. And Cody's like, you want a shot at the WWE Championship? And so I'm sure a lot of people out there thinking the same thing. Oh, is Rock coming in? Is Rock like, I was thinking, is Rock kind of like Triple H or Nick Khan's like break glass in case of emergency, like Brock was to Vince? It's like, hey, let's throw Dwayne a bunch of money. He reiterated the director of the board.
Yeah.
And so he comes out, and I was like, okay, well, maybe, word catches on quick. Things aren't too exciting heading to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Dwayne to try to save some of this or salvage it to a degree.
Sorry, John Cena, you're out of the main event.
Right, exactly. And so, but instead, they do this angle where he says, no, I don't want the championship. I want all this. I want your soul. And I know to you as well, it reminded me of McMahon wanting a corporate champion.
Well, like, when
he
Stone
wanted
Cold
Austin to be his corporate champion. And then Mankind started to suck up to him, and he thought, oh, is he going to be the corporate champion? And then he gets Survivor Series 98, big deal. Rock becomes the corporate champion.
Yep.
And so, and there was a little bit of, because Rock, he kept on saying, I want you to be my champion. And Cody was like, well, I'm their champion. I'm the people's champion. And he took the scenic route, man. He took forever to get there. And it left the crowd, and I'm sure a large chunk of the audience at home, very confused as to how this can play out in a story. And my initial thought is, okay, so maybe Rock is just feeling, I don't have it physically in terms of like my schedule, getting my body ready for a match. The match is set. It's Cena Cody. That's what they want. I learned my lesson last year. I'm not going to try to shoehorn myself into a match. Even if they want it, maybe I'm going to say no because of what happened last year. And so I'm not going to do a match, but I can do a story where I'm kind of in the background and I've got some proxies trying to do
All right, I have an idea.
Something. I don't know. Pick it up.
I have an idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but I have an idea.
Okay.
So let's assume the men's chamber match is going to main event Elimination Chamber, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So middle of the show, Rock comes out, says, all right, Cody, what's your answer? Cody says, I'm going to stay the people's champion. I'm not going to be the corporate champion, so get lost, Rocky. So Rock's upset, and he knows there's someone in that chamber match that Dwayne's got a lot of history with, who's feeling a little desperate about getting a shot at being champion again. I'm talking about John Cena. What if The Rock helps John Cena win Chamber and then helps him win at WrestleMania? John Cena is your corporate champ.
See, I like that too much for it to be real. That's actually a really cool idea because, like, everybody wants to know, is John Cena going to go heel? Is he going to go bad guy? And out of desperation, he gives his soul up to The Rock to become the corporate champion. A Rock Cena heel alliance would be hilarious. It would be absolutely hilarious. It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
That's a really ballsy move right there that I don't know they do, but I would love it. Is there anybody, let me ask this, is there anybody else in the chamber that could still apply to if Rock came in with Brian Gewirtz and said, hey, listen, I know you wanted to do Cody Cena, but let's put that off until later. Let's do this guy as my proxy.
Drew.
Yeah, Drew would be a great choice.
Yeah, I think Drew would be a pretty solid choice. Punk, obviously, I don't think would make a ton of sense.
No, the thing about Punk is...
Nor would Seth.
Seth wouldn't make any sense, no. No. But yeah, Drew could absolutely make sense.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like if that's the tack they're going to take, I mean, now we know what Cody's going to do with the chamber because we knew he was going to be there just in what capacity. And it's not going to be Solo. That dude's got tons of problems of his own. And that's a big problem because how are they going to do this feud when by storyline necessity, Jacob Fatu's got to be the bad guy and the crowd will not accept Solo as the good guy or want to get behind him in any way, shape, or form.
I know that is an issue. That is an issue because Jacob's getting a lot of cheers these days.
Yeah, he is.
And, that's kind of one of the things they've run into with Solo is, I like a lot of Solo's work. I think he's done some good stuff since Mania 40. But having him lose all those matches did him no favors. There's just a lot of things they've done with him that did him no favors. And one of them, I think, too, is not exploring the character dynamics between Bad Bloodline while they were on top.
Yeah.
They would just come out and beat everybody up ad nauseum. And we never got a good sense of who they were in relation to each other.
Yeah, they seemingly didn't want to explore.
No, I think they want them to be like bad guys.
Yeah.
They didn't want anybody to garner the sympathy of the crowd.
Let me ask this because I really do enjoy the interaction now between Solo and Jacob and Tama Tonga. And the problem is I think it's very kind of subtle with Solo. It's not terribly overt. And I'm wondering, could they get Solo to that point by having him be a bit more humble, by having him want to, support Jacob, and then Jacob be completely a bastard. The problem is Jacob is so fucking cool.
I know.
He's so cool. The crowd just loves everything he does.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what there is. I can think of maybe, 5 different things that Jacob could do that would be pretty nasty.
And the crowd would love everything.
The crowd would just chant one more time.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We got a couple super chats here that we're going to go ahead and... Dan Daniels says, is there ever a non-threatening, non-creepy way to tell somebody that you want your soul? That you want their soul?
No, I don't know if there is.
I mean, I can think of one. Will you marry me?
But that's different.
Is it though?
It is.
I mean, look, you're here now. You can be
on my couch. But if I said tonight, Steve, I need to come over and do the show because I want your soul.
Well, yeah, that is creepy. That's really creepy.
Yeah.
But when you ask somebody to marry them, that's essentially asking for their soul.
No, you're asking for a lifelong partnership.
Weird ceremony. Yeah. I want you to be part of me for the rest of my life until death do us part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I understand all that. I got married.
Yeah, dude, I know. Let's see here. What is this? Cult of Personality says, is The Rock Shang Tsung, your soul is mine, Cody?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people make that
your soul is mine
comparison here in chat.
Deathronic says, how the hell we get... Sorry, yeah.
It's the beer,
I know. Deathronic says, how the hell we got Illuminati Rock before GTA... before GTA 6. Yeah, man. I think GTA 5 was already out when we got laid off.
Yeah, it was. It was by a little bit, too.
Yeah. Assembles here. What's up, Matt?
Hey,
Good
Matt.
to see you here. All right.
Anyways, you want to jump into SmackDown?
Let's jump. Well, hold on a second.
What?
Now that you're here, because I don't think you've seen this in person. Maybe you have.
What, this?
Have you seen that in person?
Yeah, I've seen it in person. I almost cut
it was the coronation you saw.
Yeah, I almost cut my finger on it.
Well, let's talk about that really quick. We got channel memberships here, and we've got a Patreon for the Big Blue Predictions Challenge.
Be very careful.
I got to do the new hat, but this one's going out to the current Predictions Champion, Ram Your Mommy. And then, of course, we got the March Predictions Champion, which is starting next week at Elimination Chamber. And then this right here is the WrestleMania Predictions Challenge. Careful, that thing is sharp. The WrestleMania Predictions Challenge prize, the Pakistan CM Punk Signature Series bootleg title.
This is very sharp.
Is going to be on the line. Yeah, be careful. Oh, you've got so much tetanus right now.
Well, it's not breaking.
Tetanus coursing through your veins.
First, I'm up to date on my shots.
You're not up to date on your
I am.
shots? On your tetanus shots?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you get tetanus after the fact, like tetanus shot after the fact.
No, you're supposed to have it every 7 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, uh-oh.
So that if you step on a rusty
You better
nail,
get that shit now before they take it away.
So if you step on a rusty nail, you're fine.
No, then you say, I got to go get my tetanus shot.
Sometimes they might just give it to you again. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Right on.
But you're supposed to have it every 7 years, yeah.
Yeesh. Yeah, man. Anyways. Let's go ahead
Let's
and
talk
dive
about
into
SmackDown,
it. So
yeah.
I'll go ahead and do this first part here. So The Rock returns. We already sort of talked about this.
Yeah, because it was like a 15-minute segment, and it was just a lot of speaking in circles by Dwayne. So
We saw this part. We saw Cody had a backstage with Priest, who's like, "Hey, Cody, what's up with Rock?" Cody says, "Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm sure it's going to be eventful." And then Cody congratulates Priest on the qualifier. He says, and Priest says, "Last year we both came out as champions, but this year it sucks and only one can come out. I respect you to your face to tell you that if I win the chamber, I'm winning the belt." And then Cody's like, "I wouldn't have it any other way."
yeah.
He leaves, and then Braun shows up, and he's like, "Hey, good job, but I was so close to getting solo." And Priest says, "You sound like Drew McIntyre, making excuses." And Braun laughs it off. And then that brings out The Rock. He's got like a Lil Wayne remix intro.
Well, it started off, you smell it, The Rock is cooking, and then they had some, like, the Tron was very focused on New Orleans.
Right.
And then Lil Wayne, and then it went into...
That's one thing he did say in the post-show presser. He explained that a little bit. He was like, "I'm just paying homage to the Nolans OG, Lil Wayne." So anyways, he comes out. Rock runs down the crowd, says they all have sexually transmitted diseases.
He did say that.
He calls them trailer trash. Sings the Saints Go Marching In song, runs them down for trying to sing along, but then he praises them for the duet. So he's kind of in and out.
Yeah, it's at least they did this. So he says, "Cody, come on out." And, he says, "You and I have gotten to be pretty good friends. Our moms are friends," even. Showed a picture of his mom and Cody's mom at WrestleMania last year.
Mama Rhodes.
Yeah. And, he talks up what a good job Cody has been doing. Says, "We drank tequila after the Raw Netflix premiere. We're buddies.
Yeah.
You're a great champion, but I want you to be my champion."
Cody, will you be my champion? Tell me you're my champion.
And says, everything, like, we're both really successful people, got great lives, but I want you, Cody, to achieve everything you can dream of.
You know how Cody's like this.
He says, "I'm going to make that happen for you. But to do that, you got to be my champion." And he just reiterates this point over and over and over.
The Rock always It was so smart to do this when they did it in the course of the show.
Yeah.
Because then they just, they can
Explains why it wasn't the main event.
Yes. Yeah, because Rock was forever. And
Actually,
he cursed a bunch too.
Maybe,
well, not a bunch, but
maybe it would have been smart to say, "All right, Dwayne, you got 12 minutes. You got 10 minutes.
Buddy, ain't nobody telling the director of the board that. He was telling Cody, he was like, "Hey, you've got a lot of people on social media, right? You have millions of followers. The Rock has 500 million. He says, "It's not a flex. I'm the most followed American man in the world. I want that for you." So he's trying to entice Cody with a variety of endorsements and opportunities.
Riches.
With riches.
Riches beyond compare.
Bullion. Riches
Yes.
beyond compare. So anyways, yeah. And it's just, it confused the shit out of Cody. And then Rock left and the entire crowd was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So Fightful Select had a little write-up here about this. I'll read some of it. You guys should go check out Fightful Select because they're really good. They know what they're doing.
They do. Essentially in there this all kind of came together within the last week or so.
All right, so here it is.
Oh.
Told by sources close to the situation, Creative was told just a few days ago, just a few days ahead of SmackDown, with it being a shock to many in the company. As far as future plans, we're still working to learn how it affects things. Cody versus John Cena had been in the plans since late last year. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, and later Reigns, Punk, and Rollins had been planned at various points. Back in October, WWE Creative was preparing stories as if The Rock would not be available for WrestleMania. That continued all the way up until this week. As of the evening ahead of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes has already pulled from the main event of SmackDown, which was reflected internally. Those we've spoken to internally say that this all came together very late. Even they haven't been told the next direction.
Well, given what The Rock had to say at his press conference about this story not necessitating a match, my guess is Cody's going to decline the offer.
Yeah.
At Chamber. The Rock will find himself someone that can beat Cody to become his corporate champion. Mm-hmm. Whether that's John Cena at WrestleMania, or if they kind of kick the can down the road a little bit and it's not Cena, it's somebody else.
You know, you and I had talked about, I think in one of our like dethroned videos or something, those two possibilities, specifically Drew McIntyre and John Cena. I could totally see it being, and again, I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know if they're going to be changing plans to this degree.
Yeah.
I prefer the Cena teaming up with The Rock. I think it'd be awesome.
It'd be pretty great.
But if they pivot and have Drew McIntyre win thanks to The Rock's interference somehow, some way, and then Cena's the guy to take it off of Drew McIntyre, it kind of avoids Cody taking an L to John Cena, having to deal with like that, even though clearly they've wanted that for a long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could still revisit that down the way. I don't know. Like, there's an upside to that, I think. And Drew McIntyre, he needs some shit. Like, fucking took another loss tonight. He should have won that Jimmy match, and then did exactly what he did afterwards anyways.
Well, the thing is, though, is that he's coming to SmackDown, and he thinks, oh, fresh start's going to be nothing like it was on Raw. But the thing is, it's the same as it was on Raw because he hasn't changed.
Yeah.
That's it. They're staying consistent with his character, which he gets so hyper-focused on one thing that it costs him matches.
Well,
and Jimmy needed a win, too.
Jimmy doesn't.
Jimmy needs a win, man.
He doesn't.
Steve
having your catchphrase can't be just the opposite of the really popular dude's catchphrase, man.
I mean, technically, he doesn't have a catchphrase. He doesn't say anything. Not words.
Catch mime. So anyways, also, we got this bad bloodline situation. Let's talk about that a little bit. So we see the end of the triple threat last week where Solo attacked accidentally super kicked Tama Tonga. Jacob was pushed into Solo. An SUV pulls up, Solo gets out, and he runs into Jacob and Tama. Jacob and Tama look like they coming straight out of The Wire. These guys look like they want nothing to do with Solo. Jacob has this sick red and black Nike windbreaker on.
Yeah.
And Solo comes out with his cheesy crushed velvet jacket. And they look like they want to jump this guy right now.
Oh, immediately.
And so Solo says, what happened last week was an accident. And Jacob says, nah, all good, Oos. If it wasn't an accident, though, you wouldn't be standing here right now. Solo takes a beat and says, all right. Glad he perks up a little bit.
Yeah.
Glad we're on the same page. So I'll be in the corner and clean up Tama's mess. And Jacob says, no, I don't think you understand me. Me and Tama run this place. So tonight, we're going to run things, me and you. And so Solo's like, okay, cool. We'll go ahead and do this. I'll go talk to Aldous. During the Bloodline's entrance, Jacob interrupts Solo while they're doing the backstage walk into the entrance promo.
Yeah.
And Solo starts to talk, and then Jacob cuts him off, says, hey, DP, I thought we did this already. I guess we run it back again. All gas, no brakes. Been dropping bodies like breadcrumbs. Hit my music. And so they all come out to Jacob Fatu's music. So then we have that match at as the main event.
Yeah. We see Jacob accidentally super kick Solo. That leads
and not seem very remorseful about it.
Not really. No.
He seemed very happy that he did it.
Yeah, definitely not remorseful. So then Braun ends up pouncing Tama and Jacob over the announce table, and Priest hits Solo with the South of Heaven choke slam to get the W for himself and Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
More issues with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. It's gonna blow up at some point.
I mean, I assume that's going to be the WrestleMania match.
You think so?
When do you think this is going to blow up?
Sometime between now and WrestleMania.
It's a good point right there. Let's see here. We also had Candice LeRae versus Tiffany Stratton. Bunch of stuff going on here, including Charlotte being very sleepy on commentary.
What?
I've got a question for you, Charlotte.
No, it's not so much that. It's they had an opportunity today.
No. For
Charlotte to explain why she chose Tiffany. They had the video package before the match, which showed her choosing Tiffany for WrestleMania. They had her on commentary.
Yeah.
No explanation.
No, none.
I don't know if we're going to get one.
No, I mean, she had all the opportunity in the world. The only explanation, really, I guess, that we need is she'd prefer to work Fridays or Mondays.
So I'll fast forward to the end. There's some promo stuff that we'll get to in a second. Fast forward to the end of Tiffany's match with Candice. She wins. She gets beat up by Candice and Nia. And then Charlotte just comes in the ring, kind of like just stands over.
She points to the sign.
And points at the Mania sign.
Yeah.
And then as she's leaving, does the thing where she's like kicking up dirt on Tiffany as she's all laid out. I'm like, okay, this is 2 weeks in a row now where Tiffany's been laid out. And that's when Charlotte endeavors to get in the ring and interact with her in some capacity. What is this story they're telling?
They're not. This is like the closest thing I think we've had so far to a Vince McMahon laid out story, which is basically nothing. It's just like, oh, like, hey, why did I choose this person? You know, like you just do. It's like you're watching TV and you're like, why is this happening?
Why did Charlotte choose Tiffany? Because people want to see this match.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But no, why does the character of Charlotte Flair?
Because people want to see the match.
Why does she choose to face Tiffany at WrestleMania?
Because people want to see the match. So yeah, Tiffany had a promo in advance of her match. Mm-hmm. She says, ever since I won this title, everybody's been so obsessed with me. Last week I had Nia beat until Candice had to help her little meal ticket. At the Chamber, me and Trish Stratus are going to make sure the irresistible force comes to a definitive end. She says, but I want to talk Charlotte. She took her time, grabbed a chair and a mic, looked down upon me, and picked me as her opponent. She says, in that moment, all my dreams came true because as I lay there looking at her, the rumors are true. No one loves to kick a girl when she's down more than Charlotte. She says, at Mania, I'm not coming for your legacy. I'm coming for your spot as the top woman in WWE. So, like, at least she has some motivation for what her response is. Like, she's got a response to it. Nia comes out. She's like, basically, you're not going to have to worry about WrestleMania because I'm going to beat you after the Chamber before you even get there.
Yeah.
And then Candice says...
no, Tiffany says, Nia, give it up. Yeah. This isn't yours anymore, and I'm done with Candice. No one else will be able to do your dirty work for you. And that's when Candice says, we are a bit impatient. Why don't we take you out now? So they get in the ring, and the ref's like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Nia, you're not in this match.
Yeah.
So there's no attack. Match starts. Tiffany ends up getting the win. Candice hits a senton, misses the line salt. We get a rolling Death Valley driver. Nia pulls Candice out of the ring. Then Tiffany hits Nia with a drop kick, and then Alabama slam with the barricade from Tiffany to Candice. Candice gets put back in the ring. Stratton hits the moonsault to get the W.
That is correct. Afterwards, Nia attacks Tiffany, goes for an annihilator. That brings out Trish Stratus. Her and Tiffany get stacked and hit with an annihilator, a stack annihilator. So that was actually really cool. After Nia and Candice leave, Charlotte gets in the ring as Tiffany lies there, and she just points to the Mania sign. You know, man, there's just not a lot to chew on here for Charlotte. Like, there's not a lot for her to do.
No. I mean, if the idea, and we discussed this last week, and John Smith here in chat says, Tiffany is an easy win for Charlotte, or so she thinks. If Charlotte is saying, I'm the GOAT, I'm the best, then why would she pick the opponent she thinks she has the easiest time beating?
So, look, you can't put it against you can't overlook the idea that a heel would be a hypocrite.
Yeah, absolutely.
That being said, there's really nothing to suggest that the character is... You need more action for us to come to that understanding, because otherwise you're simply coming to that conclusion on your own. And as the storytellers, they're supposed to show you that information so that we can understand that.
Exactly.
As opposed to, well, I figure she's an easier target because she's got a lot going on. And so, but like, you need to see that.
Exactly.
You need to see Charlotte acting in that manner.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin Owens had his response to the unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber, so we see a replay of what happened on Raw with Sami. And we get a Matt Chat question from Kevin Owens. Standing.
This was shocking.
It did. It took a shocking turn. So he starts talking. There's like a wall behind him. He said, "You got what you wanted. You got your match. Couldn't just take the punishment I gave you. You wanted to fight me. You want to hurt me. You want to hurt my family? Despicable, but what about your family? Do they know? Do they know what you're going to..." Because he says, "Do you want to hurt my family?" And that he said, "If you hurt me and my career, that affects my family. That hurts them." And he says, "Do they know what you're gonna put them through when I end your career, and you can't provide for them?" And so he flips the camera around, and there's a window, and in there is Sami, and his wife and his kid.
Yeah.
So he's standing out front of their house dropping this promo.
Sami is as domesticated as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens says, "The peace, the security, the shelter. Why? You're too proud. You're selfish. You are selfish. You're making me do this to them, and I'll never forgive you for that. I'll see you in Toronto, but remember, you asked for this. It's all your fault."
Yeah. I like this. I like when Samoa Joe went to go see AJ Styles' wife.
Oh, Wendy.
Yeah. I always like when they do that kind of stuff.
Makes it personal.
It does. It does. It's good stuff.
All right, next up, Steve disagreed with this. He thought Drew
You think
McIntyre.
Kevin Owens left a little gift for Sami? Like a little bag of turds?
That's why I was waiting for you to say that. I suppose it's possible. You think they play those type of pranks on each other just on a regular basis?
You think they had dinner? He probably had dinner at Sami's house.
Yeah. Like, oh shoot! Before I go, I got to shoot this thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot. I gotta do it. No, don't put your kid down to bed yet. I gotta film this thing real quick. Okay.
But he's so tired.
Look, it's 10 minutes. Okay, just 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. All right.
Oh, so much
fine.
pressure. You got to get it right.
Yeah, I know. He's all sweating. Let's see here. So we also had. We talked about this a little bit. Drew McIntyre versus Jim Uso. Let's see here. So Jimmy's backstage.
Yeah, he does the promo while he's walking for his entrance
He does
thing.
his brother's promo. It says, "Hey Drew, everybody knows you're going to the chamber, but I got a question. Will Drew win the..." Jimmy needs to be a bad guy and be just resentful of his brother. He needs to do that.
I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
He's just happy, Jimmy. Anyways, he says, "Will Drew win the chamber? Will he go on to win at WrestleMania? I got one answer." He doesn't say anything.
Exactly. It's not a catchphrase then.
Catch mine. Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy Uso. That match actually opened the show, I think.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Uso got a roll-up off of an Alabama Slam attempt.
Just because Drew was preening to the crowd.
Yeah. Also, it was like an Alabama Slam, like, it's not reverse, but like the dude was, because like Jimmy is like, dude, he would have landed face first as opposed to back. And
Yeah,
so he
does
was
the
able to
reverse
go,
ones.
whoop.
Yeah, the victory roll.
He was able to do the victory roll.
Yeah, Drew does that reverse Alabama slam.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I hate it.
It seems easier to take than an actual Alabama slam, though.
Yeah, remember that time Madcap Moss took it?
Yeah.
Oof, that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough. Afterwards, Drew attacked, because Drew's like, "Oh my gosh, I got caught again." He attacks Jimmy, slams his head to the mat over and over again. He says, "You're nothing to me. This means nothing to me." And then he sort of lines Jimmy's head up against the post, and he backs up, and he's about to, like, I don't know, claymore his head into oblivion. But Lil Nate and a bunch of producers come down and stop that from happening. He's able to escape them. Jimmy's back in the ring, and he hits a claymore, and he seems pretty happy with himself.
Yeah. So then...
Yeah, and they mentioned this on commentary. I'm just trying to do something here. It says, Drew had some weird yellow fluid drawn from his knee before the match.
he must have some fluid building up in his knee.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's not fun.
Probably smelled weird.
Yeah, it could have. So we were supposed to have Naomi versus Liv Morgan tonight. That didn't quite happen before that match, or non-match. We get Naomi and Bianca backstage. They said, "We've waited for months for an update on Jade, so we took matters into our own hands, and we're going to get our hands on Liv and Raquel on Raw, and then focus on Chamber and Mania." And Naomi says, "Not only will they feel the glow on Monday, but Liv feels it tonight." So she makes her entrance with Bianca. They are attacked basically immediately by Raquel and Liv. Raquel hits Bianca with the Tejana Bomb. Naomi eats an Oblivion from Liv. No match.
No match.
Match, no way.
Match, no way.
So backstage, Aldis is yelling at Liv and Raquel, and they laugh at him. He kicks them out.
That
so
was
then
pretty fun.
Chelsea and Piper come in. Chelsea's upset about, she thinks now that because of the attack to Bianca and Naomi, they won't be able to be in the chamber match. She says, Piper and I should be in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, no, but you'll be in action next week in Toronto on SmackDown, and it'll be a good one. And Chelsea says, I need more details.
Aldis does that shit all the time.
I know.
Like, let these people prepare. Let them know what's going on.
Did it once to Mello.
I think he's done it a couple times to Melo.
Yeah. Well, once with no prep, and the second time he told him he was facing. That night, though.
Yeah,
With
right.
Damian Priest.
Right. Damian Priest. Hey, Carmelo.
More on Mello later. Alexa Bliss talked being in the chamber match and why and you know her hiatus from the company. She said, when I was away, there was a lot of change that happened to me. While this place is still the same, the names and faces.
Hold
are
on,
different.
wait. All you got to do is this. What did Alexa Bliss do tonight, Larson? She put everybody on notice.
Everybody on notice. This is my division. See you soon.
Whenever you say this is my division, guess what you're doing?
Put him on notice.
Put him on notice. That's right. All right. So now we're into the part of SmackDown that wasn't terribly compelling stuff, and you got to feel bad for Carmelo Hayes. As entertaining as this is probably going to end up being, this alliance between Miz and Carmelo, it's really beneath what Carmelo should be doing. It really is. So Melo's backstage. Truth comes up to him. He says, first time ever, me and you tonight. And Melo's like, what are you talking about? He's like, we got a tag match. He's like, we don't have a tag match. He's like, who did this? He said, him made the match. Miz walks up, daps up Melo, says, come on, Melo don't miss. And then he asks Truth who his partner is. He's like, he's a Louisiana legend. I think he's here now. So Miz tries to get Melo to say awesome, like combine their catchphrases.
Yeah.
And then Truth is like, come on, he wants you to say awesome.
Yep.
So we get Miz and Melo, and as they do their entrances, they're trying to like sort of get in front of each other and pose in front of each other. Truth brings out Louisiana legend, Louisiana Knight.
That's good because LA is the abbreviation for
Correct.
Louisiana.
Pretty funny.
Pretty clever.
And LA Knight was game. He was into it. They ended up taking a lot.
Truth gave him a po' boy and some beats.
Were you surprised that he took a big bite out of that thing?
No.
No?
No.
I think the dude's like that and shaped like that.
I remember that time that someone gave Finn a donut and he took a bite out of it.
Yeah, that was weird. You know,
Probably
he
the
hated
first
that.
donut he had in 15
He
years.
fucking hated that, I tell you what. So anyways,
That looked like a good sandwich, too.
Yeah, it did. It did. Shinsuke Nakamura was like, I don't know, hovering around there. He ended up, attacking LA Knight. Yeah, kick to the
Louisiana
head.
Knight, yeah.
Louisiana Knight. And then Miz tags in. They hit this was the most awkward combo finish. It was a skull-crushing finale, first 48 combo. Chris Garrick's, our note-taker, says pretty dope.
It's a good idea.
He liked it.
I appreciate when they try to take moves that you wouldn't think go together. Maybe they don't, but they tried it.
They try. You know what? You're right. I appreciate the effort and ambition. And I do like when they got the win, Melo seemed pretty happy about it. I think it's going to be entertaining stuff, but man.
It could be. We got a Zelina Vega promo / video package. It was well done.
This is well filmed.
And pretty much it's, she says, fresh start here on SmackDown. She talks about winning the first Queen of the Ring tournament. Says, I have something to prove. My dreams are bigger than your measuring stick. It's not over until I say it's over, but she did not put the locker room on notice.
Yeah.
She says, I got something to prove.
Yeah. Everybody, yeah, you're right. I wish she just would have said, my husband Tom's looking to sign here. They want to put him on SmackDown because this is where the Wyatt Six are. They're a bunch of creepy people, and he's a creepy guy. And so that's why I'm here on SmackDown. Like, keep it real. I want to know the real reasons.
Well, that's Thea Trinidad. That would be her reasoning, not Zelina Vega, Steve.
Well, tomato. Pretty deadly. Let's talk about that.
Oh, this tag division.
Yeah, it's so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I hear anybody in the tag division's music, and I'm like, Because I don't know. I don't even know. I like everybody in it. I like all the
Just
tag
not
teams.
terribly captivating stuff.
It's
So
really not.
DIY comes out for a promo, and they basically Ciampa's like, moment of silence for Pretty Deadly because we're going to whoop their ass.
Mm-hmm.
So they start the moment of silence. Pretty Deadly interrupts with their theme. They come to the ring. There's a brawl. Pretty Deadly sends DIY out of the ring. The match begins. And it's another DQ finish because Street Profits attack.
Yep.
And so the Street Profits lay out DIY and Pretty Deadly. Motor City Machine Gun. They come to the ring. They get wrecked by Street Profits as well.
Yeah. Raise your fish. Let's see here.
And that was SmackDown. That was it.
And that's your SmackDown, everybody.
That was SmackDown. There you go.
Would you like to answer some questions before you leave?
I suppose.
Before you go to sleep on my couch? You don't want to sleep on that thing.
No,
right?
I got a couch of my own to sleep on.
All right, let's take a look here.
Oh, Harry Knuckles here says Fandango mentioned in a recent interview that Shawn Michaels told him that he thought he had one more match left in him. Which NXT star should Heartbreak bury in his final match?
All right, if it has to be a burial, the number one, I hate to say this, got to be somebody on NXT.
I mean, that's the nature of the question. Which NXT star?
Okay.
Lexus King.
Yeah, that was the first guy that came to mind too. Just take an absolute beating from Obafemi or beat Trick Williams.
Oh, goodness.
I can't believe they did that dude lose to Eddie Thorpe. I still
No,
can't
I
believe
can't
it.
believe it. I thought it was a possibility it was going to happen.
I know. It shouldn't have. It should not have.
No, I should not put that out there in the universe, I guess.
I think you manifested. You're the brain trust. Hey, you're the brain because you mentioned that, and then the Andre Chase stuff.
Apparently, I'm like unconsciously booking Eddie Thorpe's current push.
I think HBK just watches the show, man. He's like, that Steve guy's an idiot, but that Larson guy,
he's an idiot too. But he's got a couple.
Well, he
of
also
ideas.
knows that you're an HBK guy.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Mike Robb has a great question. Who would you want to be your champion, and what would you get value-wise for their soul? Who would I want to be my
anybody?
champion? Yeah, anybody.
Anybody?
I want you to be my champion.
RoboCop.
Fuck, that's a good idea.
No, RoboCop's my champion.
Khan Noonien Singh.
All right.
I want you to be my champion.
Khan.
He's like, why are you talking in my voice?
Yeah, that'd be weird. I'm laughing at your superior
And
intellect.
what would I get? I'd get...
You get a worm in your ear.
I'd get the USS Reliant. I'd get Genesis device.
Yeah, you get Genesis device, I suppose.
Richard says, if The Rock starts collecting souls, who should he go after next?
Oh, wow.
Lexus King. I
There you
wish
go.
to have your soul.
Lexus King, yeah. Lexus King is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jack Napier asked that same question. Or what current wrestler, what current wrestler would you pick as your champion? Current wrestler.
For me, it'd be Drew McIntyre.
I don't know, man.
I want to see that guy get his title, man.
That dude takes a lot of L's. For me, it's Cody Rhodes because he never loses.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's why The Rock wants him.
Whoa!
Wait, what? Dave Matuszek says The Rock's been added to a Martin Scorsese film? What the hell?
Dwayne's going all in on the Prestige Cinema.
Is that the one Maggie, I think, sent me a thing about that. It was like the mob in Hawaii. That actually makes some sense.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, wow. That's cool. Leo's in it, too.
Shocking.
Yeah. He's his new De Niro.
Yeah.
Now De Niro's old De Niro.
Unless it's the, Irishman, where he's slightly less old De Niro.
He's got both new and old De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he says, so what other unconventional wrestler director team up would you like to see?
It's got to be Werner Herzog.
Of course.
And Braun Breaker.
Wow. Yeah, it's like the complex nature of dog and man as one beast.
Yes.
That's good.
This Animorph wrestler.
This Animorph wrestler. No, how about Werner Herzog and Gunther? It's just like listening to the same dude talk to himself.
It'd just be like,
That'd be great.
yeah. Make a documentary about their relationship, like.
And then you're just having a conversation, and then you get shot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Javier says, "Can we see Cody making a deal with the devil moment like Stone Cold with Vince?" Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. I don't know about Cody. I think he's gonna reject it. But to see Drew McIntyre, or somebody here said CM Punk.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be. He keeps on saying, "I'm here to make money, not friends." That could be kind of cool to see them recreate that moment.
Yeah. Let's see here. Calvin here says, so can we all agree that this Rock segment is leading to Cody versus Rock versus Chamber winner John Cena in a soul on a pole match?
I like that soul on a pole. Let's see here. What?
Kelmiko here says, which was more awkward, Cody Rock segment or Charlotte no-selling Wade and Joe on commentary? I don't think she was no-selling. She was just very to the point with all the questions she responded to.
I think she was trying to be in character, obviously, but being standoffish is kind of part of her character now.
Yeah.
But it kind of doesn't translate when the camera's not on her. Just sounds like she's kind of no-selling him, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe the Meme Maker says, what event from wrestling's past could have actually benefited from a Rock interruption? Could you imagine if the final boss went back in time and then, right when they were ringing the bell for the Montreal Screwjob,
Exactly.
the Rock comes out?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or they know they're running late on Halloween Havoc 98, so before they get to the flash paper stuff, Rock comes in, rock bottoms for both Hogan and Warrior.
That'd be terrific.
Match is over, so we get DDP versus Goldberg on the
we
actual
actually get
pay-per-view.
to see it.
Yep.
Gary's Corduroy says, I don't have my glasses on. I legit thought Steve was drinking a big bottle of coffee creamer. Oh, it's good coffee creamer right there. Now it's agua. Let's see here. Oh, AJ Otani says, what NXT NA dream matches? What Worlds Collide dream match are you looking forward to?
I can't wait. Fraxium and the Hardys.
That Masha versus Cora Jade match is going to be good.
Yeah. Oba versus Moose will be good.
You think they're going to go down the middle in terms of wins and losses?
I would expect NXT to probably maybe get the better of it.
Sweep.
I don't know about a sweep, but get the better. Well, Masha will beat Cora.
Masha beats Cora. Fraxium beats the Hardys. Oba beats Moose.
Yeah, I mean the other
Well,
matches.
no, wait. Yeah.
Oba
if
beats
that's
Moose.
going to be the thing.
Yeah. Like Joe Hendry would probably, I don't know, Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page, and Joe Hendry will win that.
Joe Hendry should win that, yeah.
Well, yeah, he will. He's the champion. He's TNA champ.
Heritage Cup. Lexus King. He'll beat, I don't even know who's...
Nick Nemeth.
Nick. Oh, wow. There you go.
Or Ryan Nemeth.
Oh, yeah, even better. Ryan Nemeth. There we go. All right, anyways. So that's going to do it for the show today. Thanks for coming over. I'll get a pillow for you so you can,
All right, very well.
I'll just go
on
the couch here.
I'll go take a look at it.
All right, go
so
ahead.
I can get up with these wireless mics.
You can get up with the wireless mics. Here, I'll get up with you. We got the couch right here, so you can just put your head either there or there.
I probably prefer this side because that side, I'm just closer to your desk. You probably burn more farts on that side than this side.
Well, usually on this side, I've got the blankets. They're just there. And so
Oh.
usually all the fart burning is right
No,
here.
then I don't want to sleep there.
So your head really wants to be over in this area.
So you say. You might be trying to trick me.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.
Go hit the